it's also somewhere what we use to carve our identities. I think for me the whole process of education, the whole process of school, all my memories of going through that education, hanging from the big banyan tree outside Besant Montessori, in the playground, in the recess period, trying to mimic Tarzan and hoping not to fall on Skripani's. I think all that is also education, not just learning 2 + 2 is 4. For me, the experience of education, the experience of going to school, the experience of interacting with teachers, of absorbing like a sponge, building bonds, relationships, that have lasted 30 odd years. I mean, I still meet friends of mine from preschool, and we still chat about stuff that we used to do back then, and we still chat about how one used to steal, somebody else's tiffin all the time. So I think, to me, education is a very holistic word. To me, the experience is what matters more than the certification, more than the statistics of it. I was a pretty good student, all thanks to the good foundation laid by my first school. But I was also a sportsman. I was a national level boxer, and I had 83% in my 10th standard. And I remember taking this very crucial decision, what I'm going to do next. And I had so much advice. You tend to get that in India. Everybody seems to give you free advice. That's part of our culture. I had so much advice on what I should do. Oh, you get into science because you have this extra 10% because of a national level sports person, so technically you're 93%. You should pursue science and you should do this and you should do that. And I remember thinking with absolute clarity, I was only thinking in terms of colleges, which college has the best drama facilities? Which college is doing well in theatre? Which college has been winning the awards and prizes last year for theatre? So for me, the only exciting part was what theatre group I wanted to be a part of in the intercollegiate circuit. I think that I was blessed. I was blessed to have that clarity. I think for me, today the fact that I'm standing on the stage talking to people as a celebrity, as an actor, or part of 100 crore club, all of this dates back to being on stage. When I was 4 and a half, we had Founders Day in Besant Montessori School, and I remember I was supposed to go on stage, and there was another boy with me, and both were given these guns, and we were supposed to be soldiers marching on stage as 4 and a half year olds and going and hitting our mark and saying our lines. And our teachers were pretty nervous and prodding us onto the stage. I remember from the wings. And I remember my preoccupation, strangely, it's very vivid, was the fact that he has a better gun than mine. And I was trying to wangle the gun out of him. I was trying to say, why don't we swap guns and stuff? And he wouldn't. And then my moment happened because he stepped out, saw the lights, got very nervous and started crying as a 4 and a half year old would, and dumped his gun right there and went back running into the wings. I saw my opportunity, picked up his shiny bright gun, walked on to the center of stage, and I started saying my lines. And I remember very vividly, once my lines were done, I looked at the wing and I saw he was still there crying. I said, "Ye to wapas nahi aane wala." And I started saying all his lines. And in that moment, my teacher, Auntie Jawariya, she kind of noticed that here's an actor. And then she pushed me to participate in more extracurricular activities related to acting, to theatre. And from there, suddenly it was a journey. I started to find myself. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to be on stage, I wanted to act, I wanted to do drama. And the whole process started from there. So for me, that was such a key part of my education. And that would have never happened if I wasn't in the right school, with the right teachers, with the right people, the right environment. So I think it's more important for teachers to have that personal relationship with their students, to know what that student needs. Whether it was Rakeysh talking about getting over dyslexia and I thought it was pretty incredible what his teacher did. Or whether it was honing a talent. I mean, I was a bright student. I was good in class. I was always in the top 3. I was always ranking well. But at the same time, I remember all my teachers always pushing me to participate in debates or elocution contests or theatre, school plays and stuff like that. And I really appreciate that today. Because had I not been pushed at the right time, it could have been a fad. It could have been something I did for a few years and then kind of backed out. So a lot of it was the fact that my teachers, my educationists, they all pushed me in the right direction.